What's happening YouTube? This is John, nerding out with cards, doing another video, but these are my favorite videos to do because it's a video response to Mark's Dodgers cards, right? And I really dig his channel because, he's a loyal team collector. That's kind of how I look at it. I'm not throwing shade at people who collect all cards of all teams and what have you. But I'm a Cardinals guy. I'm a Cardinals guy through and through, and he's a Dodgers guy through and through. So I really appreciate that of his channel. He shows cards and things like that made me think of like, oh, I wonder if there's Cardinals cards of that, or oh, that's really cool collection scope. I could do a Cardinals scope similar to that. So anyway, he's celebrating his 1 year anniversary on the YouTube, and called for this video response to highlight a favorite set of our favorite team, right? And I'm sure you've heard me talk about the 85 set because, well, that's the year I was born, and it will kind of hurt my feelings a little bit to not include a set that has Ozzie Smith in it. And I don't have all of my cards from this set with me. A bunch are back home. But objectively, my favorite set would have to be the 1965 Topps, right? And so I've got a handful of cards here. He was talking about limiting it to like 3 cards. Well, nobody's here to tell me no. So I'm just going to highlight a few. My Bob Gibsons are back home. But anyway, you've heard me talk about, Ken Boyer being one of my favorite players. I mean, look at that card. That black border, the pennant. How many of us when we were kids had pennants? I still got pennants, right? Think about your favorite team, right? I'll show the back. What are they trying to do? They're trying to win the pennant, right? You think of that famous call, Bobby Thompson's home run, the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. That's what they're trying to win. And the fact that this card has a pennant on there, I think it's cool, Another thing with this set, because 65, what do? They commemorate the 64 season, right? You've seen this card before. Ken Boyer, Willie Mays, Ron Santo. This card should have 3 Hall of Famers on it. Whatever. We've seen this one before too. Boyer's Grand Slam in the 64 series. And he had a home run in Game 7 as well, along with his brother, Clete Boyer. And they're the first only brothers to hit a home run in the same World Series game. The Cardinals team card, that was kind of cool because it says, first place National League. Another reason why the 65 set is so great, it's Lou Brock's first Cardinals card. I just don't have it within me to pick up any of his Cubs cards, but I'm just too much of a homer. No offense against the Cubby fans that watch my videos. And then, you saw a couple videos ago with the baseball card Hall of Fame. It's got an iconic rookie card for Steve Carlton. So like the 65 set, especially for the Cardinals, man, nothing but bangers. It's got Red Shaney's first manager card. It's got a Dick Groat card. It's got the Bob Gibson card. It's got, his World Series card. It's got the World Series celebration card. It's got Bill White. It's got Curt Flood. I mean, this set just hits. It gets into all the feels. You know what I mean? So anyway, congratulations to Mark on your 1 year. I'm only like 11 months behind you. Anyway, he also wanted us to shout out 3 channels. and gotten kind of good with my editing stuff. So I'll be able to put a little picture thingy next to my ugly head, and I'll put it also down in the description below. And this is actually the hardest part of the video, because it's like, what channels have I not mentioned before that I feel like should get mentioned, that there's got to be a reason behind them. Hopefully they get more subscribers, because they really, really deserve it. So first one, newer guy, Cardboard Coach Neil. If you've watched any of my videos, there's the showing of cards, but there's also the stories, and there's the descriptions, and there's that connection that he gives with why he has the cards and things like that. But Cardboard Coach Neil, he's got what, 3? He might come out with another video after I record this, but tremendous channel, very, very new, like myself, and I highly, highly recommend that you go check him out. Another channel which I think is phenomenal, it's Stooks Baseball Card and Curiosities. And his channel is really cool because he's got that exhibit series going on, and all of us can learn from that. I've got one exhibit card so far, and I'm kind of waiting to purchase more. I know it's out there, but I like to hear him talk about certain players before I make those purchases. They've been around for a long time. They're not going anywhere. But then, he's also a player collector. He's got Kirby Puckett going on, and I really dig that stuff, right? I'm a player collector, and then he's also a set collector, and he's educating us on those sets. Hodges 1455, he's commenting on everybody's videos, and he's showing off some just great cards, and even if it's not cards like specifically you like, but they kind of spark like, ooh, I wonder if there's cards of that player or this, that, whatever. So, he's very active on the YouTube. I appreciate it when he watches my videos. I appreciate when he comments on my videos. And so I want to shout him out. And then, because once again, nobody's here to tell me no, I'm going to shout out fourth channel, D's Collection. And I've been trying to catch up on his videos. He's got one from like going to Rams training camp back when they played in St. Louis, and I did the same thing. He's talking about Cardinals cards. I'm a sucker for that. His son's got a Frank Thomas collection going on. And I remember being young, being a player collector, and things like that. Like, his channel's great. You want to go see some really cool cards for really cool reasons, go check out his channel. So anyway, Mark Stodger's Cards, thank you for this opportunity to do a VR. I love doing VRs. Love it. As far as the giveaway goes, you got that cool like Curt Flood card, but I'm not really interested in the cards. I'm here for the cards. I ain't here for cards. You know what I'm saying? So I just like doing these VRs because it's a great excuse to just talk about baseball cards, talk about the Cardinals. I know you all love that. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and y'all have a good one.